Welcome to another version of First to 10 with Rams head coach Brad Sherrod. I'm Jimmy the St. Christopher. Rams wiped out Louisiana Christian University 68-21 at Crowley Multi-Purpose Stadium on Saturday. A gargantuan, and I mean huge game for Cole Francis. 27 out of 44, 526 yards throwing. He had 3 touchdown passes, and he ran one in for good measure as well. He was the sack offensive player of the week, joining Jaden Jones, who was the defensive player of the week for the sack. And Freddie Hoya was not only the sack spec teams player of the week, but the NAIA player of the week as well. Bunch of receivers caught balls. 7 of them, by my count, had more than 50 yards, including Mark Benjamin at a 71-yard scoring strike, Sean Smith a 68-yard scoring strike. All that yardage, 526 yards, that shattered the record, the Rams' record for a single game passing record, which was set last year by Carson Rogers of 426. Coach, how was it watching and coaching that huge offensive output?
Well, it was good to see us finally put something together on offense that was solid. Just spreading the ball around as much as we did. We ran the ball well. So it's good to see all our receivers catch as many balls. Cole did a great job of spreading the ball around. And our offensive line did a great job. We didn't get the running game going as much as we wanted to, but we took advantage of what they gave us. They were going to load the box. We took advantage of the situation to pass the ball. So I'm really proud and happy that we were able to put something together there.
Have you ever seen a 500-plus yard passing game?
Well, I've been coaching for 31 years. I'm sure I have. But it was good. It was good to see Cole just have more success and continue to keep having success. So he's doing a great job. He's getting more comfortable being the quarterback, leading the program, and making all the right decisions with the football. And he makes really good decisions, and we just need that to continue. He gets rid of the ball and not put us in bad situations, and really he just helps us manage that game. But he also takes advantage of putting the ball where he needs to put it so our receivers can catch it. And they've done a better job of catching the football and making something happen after that. And we're calling those hustle plays, and those guys are really doing a great job of doing the extra, just blocking a little bit longer and doing the extra stuff. So the whole offense is really doing a great job.
Yeah, we commented in the broadcast that Cole, I've only seen tape of the road games, but this is the second game I've seen a whole game live with him at quarterback and some practices and such at the beginning of the season and the offseason. But we commented about his accuracy. Did he kind of, I don't want to say grow up, but can you see his maturation each game, and especially this last one? How much can you see that maturation?
Well, I think it's more of just the timing of it all with him and the receivers. And I think the more they do that, the more they get comfortable with each other, and the more they have practice reps at that, the timing is a big piece of it. And even Cole's really good about extending the play. That's one thing about he can get himself out of a situation, extend the play, and make something happen. And really, that's what you need your quarterback to do as well, is be able to extend the play. And when he can do that, guys, they have a chance to get open. So he's done a great job of extending plays. The receiver's done a great job of getting open and coming back to the ball and getting him a chance to complete some balls. And then once they catch it, they're making some things happen too. So it's good to see him and see the overall offense just grow and get better.
Louisiana Christian came out early. They had a 21-14 lead early in the second quarter, and then kind of fell apart for the rest of the game. After that 21 points, they scored one more touchdown. But what did the D do? Did the D do anything different to slow them down? Because it kind of fell apart on them there after that second quarter.
Well, we settled down. I think our eyes weren't set. We weren't very disciplined on that first quarter. I think that second quarter we did a better job of just getting our feet set, putting our eyes where they're supposed to, just playing the fundamentals that we play. And once we started doing that, of course, I say we play our brand of football. We create some tackle for losses. We created some situations where we had some interceptions and things of that nature. So that gave us a chance. We had some fourth down stops, which were big for us. So it was just like turnover. So I thought the guys just settled down, and we knew they were going to try to run the football at us, and we just had to do a very good job of defending that.
Bunch of big numbers for the Rams on defense as well. Jaden Jones, as we said, sack defensive player of the week, 2 picks, a TD, 5 solos, a PBU. Beasley, Crawford, Fisher, all 5 tackles. 5 guys had 4 tackles. 5 guys had 3 tackles. There was a boatload of TFLs and a couple of sacks as well. How much growth has Darren Drago achieved with his defensive unit?
Well, I think they're starting to take on his identity a little bit of how he likes to play football and defense. We try to be multiple but simple with our guys, and I think they're buying into that. And it's the little things they're doing. It's all the little things they're doing just around campus or at practice or taking care of the little things. And it's starting to show on the defense, and I think that's why they've played well in the last 3 weeks. They're just doing the little things to make themselves better, which taking care of the big things. So I'm really proud, and I told them that. I said, man, it's how they practice. They come in practice. They come to work to practice, and it shows on game day. And we don't have many MAs. So that, to me, is a plus of what we're doing, and just demanding that we do it the right way, and demanding that we cut our MAs by taking care of the little things.
And we mentioned Freddie Hoya, SAC Player of the Week, the NAI Player of the Week. He had 19 points that set a school record in the Sooner Athletic Conference with all those extra points and those field goals. And don't forget Max Luna, who was just fabulous on kickoffs. Every time we looked up, there was a kickoff off the right leg of Max Luna. It was going out of the end zone. It was, barely returnable ball that the special teams covered really well. So, and I know you're the special teams coach. So, how proud are you of your special teams unit at this point?
I'm the punt team coach. I have each coach has a special team, and so Coach Roses take care of our kickoff cover. Coach Glover takes care of our kickoff return. And Coach Drago actually does the punt return. I take care of the punt, which we had a punt partially blocked. Right. But it's just good to see Max and Freddie do a good job and come on and start kicking for us, being more consistent kickers. And we need that. Last year we had a guy that was guaranteed almost to make, a field goal and give us some points. Well, Freddie and Max are those two guys. Now they can do that for us at a certain distance. So I'm really happy the way they're coming on. But it's more important that core kids you have that are on your special teams. They're buying into their role of what that is and what they do. And they're taking pride in that. And we have gotten better as the season going on with kickoff cover. We're going to have a big test this weekend, of course, but we need to continue to keep improving in kickoff cover. Kickoff return was probably the best we had all year long. So we've had some opportunities to really do some good things out there, and the kids are taking advantage of it.
A lot of flags were flying by the officials in the game last week, 12 penalties on each side. As a matter of fact, one play was in the fourth quarter. There was 3 consecutive offside penalties. Jackson, I believe, the big nose guard, the defensive lineman, came across 3 different times. Have you ever seen that before? 3 straight penalties of encroachment or offside by one guy?
No, that I have not seen. But I will tell you, they were timing up our snaps. And I thought Coach Weldy did a great job of adjusting our snapper and telling them to delay it and giving those guys a chance to, if he was going to jump it. And that's what happened. We delayed those by count, and Coach Weldy called that and was able to, they were timing our stuff. So it helped in that situation, they'll go a little bit closer to kick and everything of that nature. So there was a lot of penalties, and I thought we didn't play as clean as we need to play in that first half. So that was a big part of some of their scores because we didn't play clean. We did some things to give them opportunity. So I challenged the guys at halftime. We just need to play cleaner. Just play a clean half of football. No pre-snaps or post-snap penalties. Things that happen between the whistles going to happen. Even like the pass interference, that didn't bother me because he didn't get beat and give up a touchdown. It was a 15-yarder, so we can live with that. But the pre-snap, post-snap penalties, we cannot have and be successful. How
do you practice that, or practice not making 12 penalties? How do you clean that up?
Well, there's some things that go along with that. We got to hold them accountable when that stuff happens in practice so that they understand how important it is. But it's also how we practice. We got to make sure that we're not just going on one all the time. We got to make sure we're mixing up the snap count to give those guys some eye discipline to make sure they're doing the things they're supposed to do up front. Because there's no excuse for a defensive lineman to jump outside. The ball's right there in his face. But it happens because they get a rhythm with the count. And that's what they should do. When they find a rhythm with that count, or that cadence, then they should be able to get a quick jump off the ball. But we try to really make sure our guys go off of movement. And when they go off of movement, we have a good chance of not committing those penalties.
Next up for the Rams, it's a trip down to Belton, to a school that I used to do play-by-play for many years ago, and a school that kind of owns the American Southwest Conference. We'll check in on the University of Mary Hardin-Baylor Crusaders with Coach. Coming up next after this timeout brought to you by NBT.
We are Texas Wesleyan University, serving Fort Worth since 1890.
And we are NBT Financial Bank, serving North Texas since 1973.
We provide customized degree programs to help you succeed in today's market.
And we provide personalized service and financial tools to help you grow your business and your accounts.
We believe in smaller, smarter.
And we believe in exceeding expectations. NBT and Texas Wesleyan, two Fort Worth traditions, teaming up
to build tomorrow's leaders.
Welcome back to First and 10 with Rams football coach Brad Sherrod. Mary Hardin-Baylor, the crew, they call them, the Crusaders down in Belton. They have a beautiful facility. It's been about 12 years old now, and they have a bunch of numbers. They're a D3 school in the American Southwest Conference. This year they're 2-3, which is kind of unusual for them. They did have 4 losses the last 2 years, but they have 2 national championships, 18 ASC titles. Their losses have come to, this year, a D2 school and 2 top 16 D3 schools. So how do you see fourth-year coach Larry Harmon's bunch, the crew?
Well, they're going to be a very physical football. It's going to be a very physical football game. They're a physical bunch. They do a very good job on defense, playing tight to the box and playing a good coverage concept with some 3D concepts and some quarter half stuff, and give themselves a chance to really be successful on defense. So their strength is their defense. Offensively, they do enough to make you work. And if you're not careful, they can run the football on you. So we're gonna have our work cut out for us. It's gonna be a physical game for us, and we need to match that. And it'll be a good test for us. Once again, this is one of the top teams in Division III, and one of the better teams that we play. We schedule them on purpose. There's a lot of recruiting battles there between the 2 schools, between us. But at the same time, they're really a good opponent to play and to have a lot of respect across the country. So we're looking forward to it. It's a good opportunity for us. It's a good opportunity for this program.
Yeah, they were ranked 8th in the D3 preseason poll. How much do they look like a top 10 team now?
They have. They've lost some close games, but they play some tough teams just like we have. So every week they played a tough opponent, and they're not afraid to travel and go play people. And that's where I want our program to be able to do those things too, and not be afraid to go, and we're not, to go play other opponents that are tough, because that just builds your team and the confidence of your team as you start to try to win those games. So those are the things that we want to do and keep building our program the same way they built that program.
I'm sure the crew are watching plenty of tape on Cole Francis after that 526-yard output. But are there any areas you think might be more vulnerable in that crew defense?
Well, we're going to have to just take advantage of what they give us. Like I said, if they're going to load the box and play tight to the box, our receivers are going to have to do a very good job of getting open and catching the football. And the coverage is going to be tight. But I think we'll find some creases in there to try to run the football as well. And we just have to take advantage of what they give us. I'm not hard-headed and I always say we want to run the football. But if they have 9 guys in the box, then we need to take advantage and get some one-on-one situations for our receivers, and we need to catch the football. It's going to be a challenge to our receivers this week to do a good job.
And what about offense? Who should the Rams keep an eye on with their defensive unit on the crew offense? Well,
I think they're all pretty talented, especially their skilled kids are pretty talented. They do a good job of like I said, running a good brand of being physical football players, do a great job up front blocking. So it's going to be a good matchup between the defensive front and offensive front. Matching up, but they do a good job of running football, and their quarterback's crafty too. They play 2 different quarterbacks throughout the season so far, but they both bring something different to their game, and it gives us a chance to, one's a little bit more of a runner than the other, but other's a little bit more of a passer, but they both can pass the ball. So we're gonna have our work cut out for these dual quarterbacks.
And that's another bus ride, about 2 and 3/4 hours. So will you leave early, like Saturday morning then?
Yeah, we'll leave early Saturday morning around 8 o'clock, stop in Waco, and eat for a pregame, and then we'll take the rest of the trip down to Belton and get there and get ready to play for, I think it's 2 o'clock game.
One of my favorite segments is right now, getting to know Coach Brad Sherrod, and this is his 2nd year. We should have done this last year, but hey, at least I thought of the idea, right?
That's right.
What is your favorite vacation spot where you and your wife or your family would go on vacation?
Well, we always like going to the beach. So when we lived in North Carolina, going to the Outer Banks was special because we would go with my in-laws and we'd have a great week down there with them and the kids. And we loved the beach, and it was a great time to reconnect with our family and get close to our family and just share and be close to each other. And there'd be times when my family would show up as well, and we'll have a big family gathering down there. So we've always enjoyed doing that when our kids were small, and we haven't had a chance to get back there and do a bunch of that since here, but we have gone down to South Padre and vacation there a little bit. So we just love the water and being around on the beach and just sitting around and hearing the oceans crash and having a good time.
It probably won't be for a while till off season.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll be an extended off season.
Yeah, that's right.
You won't be able to go to the beach for a while.
That's right.
Anyway, Coach, go get them this week. Coach,
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Good luck this weekend against a tough crew team.
Thank you.
For Coach Brad Sherrod, it's a 2 p.m. game, as Coach said, on Saturday. Won't have it for you on ASN or via the NAI Game of the Week or UEN, but it'll be on ramsports.net through Mary Hardin-Baylor. Ward White's is a play-by-play guy. I know him pretty well, and he's a good play-by-play guy. So check out the Rams, hopefully beating the crew this Saturday. For Coach Sherrod and his staff, for Kenneth Flowers, for Aaron Marquardt, James McBride, Ricky Dotson, I'm the Saint, Jimmy Christopher. Till next time, see you on 1st and 10. Adios. Rams up.